Well, so it looks like Jade Daniels impresses while Drake May has a lot to learn. Um, did we just make the right decision at quarterback? And welcome back to another video here on the Washington Football Maniacs channel. My name is Greg. I am your host, and this channel, of course, is dedicated to news and commentary for the Washington Commanders. If you're down with that, please make sure that you have subscribed to this channel. When you do, also hit that notification bell so you won't miss any other video releases. Hey, I have struggled a lot financially. We've had medical bills, we've had, to pay for my son's education. And so we have some tight months. And there's been some months where we have had to make some sacrifices. But you know what? Sometimes there's some companies out there who want to help you so you don't have to sacrifice as much. And our partners here at Mint Mobile, that's exactly what they're trying to do for you.
Look, if your family is anything like mine, you have probably at one point or another have had to make some major sacrifices. Maybe you've had an unexpected medical bill pop up, or your car breaks down. Maybe you're just trying to have some money saved up for your child's education. Well, that is why I'm so intrigued by Mint Mobile, who this video is in partnership with. They offer premium wireless starting at $15 a month. I could get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. I could even bring my phone along with my current phone number, contacts. I'm telling you, I am sacrificing absolutely nothing. Everything that you can do with your big-time cell phone service, you can do with Mint Mobile. So how hard is it to switch your service? I switched to Mint Mobile in less than 15 minutes. How did I do it? Well, it was easy. I just used my phone's eSIM card. 15 minutes later, let me tell you, you are up and running. You're making phone calls, you're using data. But Greg, my phone is a little bit older. I don't have one of them eSIM doohickeys. A doohickey. Oh, okay. Well, you don't need an eSIM doohickey. If you don't have an eSIM doohickey, Mint Mobile will send you a physical SIM card for free. That's right, for free. So if you want to save a little money on your wireless without making any sacrifices, why don't you go to my link in the description below. It is trymintmobile.com/maniacs to get started on getting premium wireless service for as low as $15 a month. And this is when you sign up for a 3-month plan. And get this, new customers, if you sign up for a Mint Mobile plan before May 31st, you will get a 6-month subscription to Paramount Plus Essential on Mint Mobile. Visit Mint Mobile today. Link will be in the description below. Now back to the podcast.
So we're seeing editorials on Caleb Williams being the number one quarterback for the Bears. There's no conversation about that. That is just exactly what's going to happen. And we're hearing about how Jade Daniels is impressing a lot of folks so far in rookie minicamp. Even though there hasn't been any wild stuff going on, they have already been very impressed by Jayden Daniels. But then we get to hearing about Drake May, because the reason why I bring up Drake May is not to rub it in people's faces of like, hey, guess what? Since we didn't draft Drake May, then I'm going to make sure that I bury him. And I'm like, you know what? He wasn't as good as what we thought he was going to be anyway. And this is not the point of the video, but just thought this was very interesting that when it comes to Jared Mayo, who he may not necessarily be in the vein of Bill Belichick, but certainly he's going to try. He understands that he's got a legacy he's got to live up to. And so Mike Reese from the ESPN editorials says that first-year New England Patriots coach Jared Mayo might not be as hard-lined as Bill Belichick when answering questions from reporters, but he delivered a Bill Belichick-type response when asked his first impressions of quarterback Drake May at rookie minicamp. He has a lot to work on, Mayo said Saturday, repeating himself. But I have no doubt that he will put the time in. He was here all night trying to get on the same pages as everyone else. Mayo has said that his legacy, as well as that of the newly appointed executive vice president of player personnel, Elliot Wolf, who officially was named to the position Saturday, will be tied to the team's selection of Maye, third overall in last year's draft. So, what does this mean? Well, exactly what this means is the fact that um, when we're hearing stuff about he has a lot to work on, Drake May, and he was here all night trying to get on the same page as everyone else. You know, does this I guess it depends on if you have the glass half full or the glass half empty approach to things. Like if you're glass half full, you're looking at this like, you know what? He's doing everything he can to get ready to be a starter for the New England Patriots. He wants to make sure that any shortcomings that he may have, that he just snuffs those things out so that he won't have any issues come time of the uh, camp. At the same time, if you're a glass half empty person, then you're looking at this and you're going, wow, this doesn't sound like somebody who's going to be starter material anytime soon. Which a lot of folks are saying before the draft that, Drake May is not somebody that you put into the fire so soon, that he's somebody that you probably should sit for about a year or so, let him kind of marinate, and then give him a chance. He could have a higher ceiling than someone like Jayden Daniels, but Jayden Daniels is obviously, well, I won't say obviously because we haven't seen any of these guys play yet, but from all the indicators that have pointed to, is that Jayden Daniels might be a little bit more ready to lead his team than Drake May. And we don't know, but it's just, when you hear about things like this, it really makes you wonder, did we did we dodge a bullet as far as not picking Drake May? Because, yeah, in the long run, I think if you have a team that has a quarterback who can already lead your team to playoffs, to things like that, then if you had that pick, you pick Drake May because you don't have to play him right away. He's going to be somebody who can, when the torch is passed on, he's going to be ready and he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I really think if the Patriots are able to um, handle the Drake May situation correctly, then you don't start him right away. You're probably going to wind up starting Jacoby Brissett and let him play this year, while Drake May kind of waits and he becomes, he works out the kinks. He sees a lot of what the NFL has to offer, and then hopefully in year two he's ready to go. But if we had drafted Drake May, then would we be saying the same thing about him? Would we be saying that he has a lot to learn? That's not a that's not really a sign of a lot of confidence in the guy that you drafted at number 3. He has a lot to learn. Well, he better learn it quickly, because you usually don't want to say that about a quarterback that you draft in the first round, especially in the top 5. You feel like when you're drafting a quarterback in the top 5, he's ready to go, and so it makes you wonder. Certainly, before the draft started, there are Drake May fans, there are Jayden Daniels fans, and they were starting to clash with each other. I was always like, I'm going to support any quarterback we draft 110%. So if we had drafted Drake May, I would have supported him. Although hearing stuff like that, I would definitely say, you know what, we're going to be starting a veteran quarterback in this year, because this is obviously not a situation where you want to put somebody like Drake May in, who has a lot to learn, and it may be in a situation that breaks him. Jayden Daniels seems like he's a little bit more ready for it. And we don't know. Honestly, right now, I would say that the Patriots and the Commanders are mirror images of each other in terms of talent, in terms of a lot of stuff. So, um, given that they're both kind of similar in the situations, I think we probably got the better quarterback out of the two. But again, I don't know until these guys actually play. But just from the early indications in rookie minicamp, when you hear about what's being said about Jayden Daniels, what's being said about Drake Maye, it does make you wonder eventually, maybe 3 or 4 years down the road, maybe it doesn't matter. Both these guys could be neck and neck. Maybe Drake Maye turns out to have a better career than Jayden Daniels. Maybe it's the other way around. But the initial thing is um, Drake Maye, is he going to wind up being the starter that New England hopes he is? I'd honestly right now would say um, let Brissett come in and play and let Drake Maye kind of slowly work himself into the lineup. Don't put so much on him. Honestly, I would even say that about Jayden Daniels as well. Even if he feels like he's ready, I don't know. Maybe you don't let him start at first. Maybe you do. There's a lot of people who have different opinions on either side of this. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer at all. I just think it matters how you look at it. And I think as well, I tend to look at this from the standpoint of what happened in the years past with our quarterbacks. Maybe some of those quarterbacks would have worked out much better if we hadn't put them into the live bullet, so to speak. I hope I don't get banned from saying the word bullet so much. But anyway, you know what I mean. It's just um, you really hope that these guys work out, but at the same time, it is kind of interesting how you are starting to hear a different tone about some of these quarterbacks. Chicago, they're already 110% in on Williams starting week one. Commanders are not quite as committal on that, but at the same time, um, they feel like they're just going to sit back and see how things progress with Jayden Daniels, but they like what they see so far. And then Drake Maye, he's working really hard to get on the same page as everybody, but he has a lot to work on. Doesn't sound like someone who's going to be starting right away. Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed this video. Don't take this video the wrong way and thinking that this was a video to bash Jayden or not. I'm sorry, Drake Maye at all. It really wasn't. It's just I just thought it was really interesting how these different teams are saying such different things about their potential starting quarterbacks. Well, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, give it a share. And with that said, I will see you in the next one.